user from the login page to the dashboard page. So what we'll do, we'll get the window dot local storage dot get item. Here we'll put our name of the local storage, that is the user ID. And if user ID exists, then what we will do is router. So what we'll get, we need this, we need the router from props. So if router dot path name equals to plus login. If the path name is login, then router dot replace class. We'll just take the user to dashboard. So we'll now a@a.com 456. Now we'll just click login. It took us to the dashboard page. Now we'll just click on login and see we are inside the dashboard page. So now as we are logged in, we won't be getting back into the login page. So whenever we want to try to force the user, like see, look at 3000 login, user will force the app to go to login. It will again redirect back to the dashboard as the user is already logged in. So if you give there the login page, you can log in using multiple accounts. That may crash our application. So now if the user is not logged in, then he can't even open the dashboard, because we will now fetch this data from our API based upon user. So my account will show my information, my post, my name, my username, and your account should show your information. So this information cannot be viewed without login. So what we will do here, if the user is not logged in, then the user ID part will show false, or if the user ID, it will not go to the e block. What we will do here, if we want to open the index.js, it will move us to, it will redirect us to login page. So now it will open. So what I have to do, I have to go to the memory application and I will clear storage, clear all site data, clearing. So now you can see the local storage here, there is no value. So when I will reload this, it will take me back to the login page. Now I can't go inside my dashboard. So just right here, a@a.com, and the password is 123456. And if you log in, see, we have saved our local storage here. So I can see my user ID here. Now what we'll do, we'll change this button to logout here and here also. So we'll do here, type the dashboard path, dashboard. So inside this, oh sorry, that part is inside our app bar. Go to component, app bar is right here, logout. So how we can log out from the system? Just remove the local storage. If you remove the local storage, user cannot determine that you are in a login state, or you can't access the ID there. So what we have to do, when we press the login button, handle logout, inside that handle logout, head, what we have to do, window dot local storage dot remove item, inside it we will add user ID. So when we click on the logout button, it will log out the user. And what we have to do now, to use router, always remember that router should be imported from next class router. Then router dot replace inside it slash login. So what will happen when we click on logout? It will remove the user ID and it will take us to the login page. So when you click on logout, it took us to the login page. And if you press back, we won't be getting into the dashboard again. So it will force us in the login page now. So what we have to do, we have to sign in again. There is no way for you now to get inside the dashboard without doing login, without being logged in. So now what we have to do, we have to, after the user is successfully logged in, we have to get the user's profile, the profile data. So how will get the user's profile data? We'll use the second API. What is the API? See your profile. Okay. So we'll create the like login. We'll create another file here, which is profile. So what we'll do here, inside the profile, we'll call test slash, this is your profile.php. Here the ID is user ID. There is no other thing. So okay, so how to tackle that issue? Okay, so we'll tackle that issue in the next session when we'll discuss why that flashing comes before the page is being created. So basically, component did mount has some drawbacks, and we will counter that issue. Today, we'll just see the API calls and how to save the data to local storage. Tomorrow, we will show a loader while logging in. The button will uh, show loading. We'll create a loading state and we will tackle that issue from the dashboard, and we will see the post in the next class. So now ID will user ID, here user ID. Okay, inside user ID response data. So first we have to inside our, so it will pass here 116. So before even starting, you have to get how your response looks like. You have a name, you have an email, you have a phone number, and you have a gender. So so what we have to do? So you have to respond to data, some code. Okay, now it's all right. Okay, the profile API. So what you can do, you can get this detail while login, so you don't have to load all this API every time when you open the dashboard. We will call this API once and for all while login. So what we'll do at the time of login, we'll just like this, another like profile API, and we'll pass here response.data.id, which is our user ID, and it will return us the user data. So user data. So what we'll do, if we successfully log in here, so we are storing the user ID inside this local storage called user ID. So what we will do, we'll store a second local storage, which is a user data. So what we'll do, so I think we are getting user ID. No, we are not getting user ID inside the data. So we'll save the data, user data equal to user data dot data. So what we'll get here, we will get a user ID while you get your login successful, and when we get our login successful, we will call the profile API and we'll save the data inside another local storage, which is our user data. So at the time of logout, we have to remove the user data also. So we are removing user ID. We have to just remove one more thing, that is user data. So now done. Now inside the login page, when you are successfully logged in, you have your user ID and you have your user data. So now what we'll do, we'll go to the index page. So index page, now we'll get the data here. So inside the dashboard, I have to write like const user data to what you have to write, window local storage get item, you have to write user data. So now user data is being stored here. So you can, so we will pass, okay, see, we got our user data inside our dashboard, so we don't have to write the user data every time here. User data, see, so log out, inspect a.com 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So logged in. See, some error occurred. User data is null. But okay, so we have some issue here. com php id equals to 106. What's happening here? The data is not. Okay, so just will check here. Stop this. Profile API. Site profile API. The response data.id. Response data.id. The profile API profile equals to user ID. Data.